Former Delhi Senate leader Senator Abdul Ningi, PDP, Bauchi Central, is one of the critics of the tax reform bills, saying they are discriminatory and designed to give some states an advantage over others. Ningi says President Bola Tinubu should not try to take advantage of the people's silence or people's fear to impose something against their will. Speaking with Sunday Vanguard exclusively, the senator noted that the bills lack inclusiveness against the backdrop that they are substantively made to benefit Lagos State in particular and two other states. According to him, there was not logic, no explanations as to why some states will benefit more than the others, and that is the crux of the bill. He asked the National Assembly to be united and throw the bills out like what happened during former President Olusegun Obasanjo's term agenda that made federal lawmakers jettison the constitution review, even though there were numerous clauses that were fantastic at that time. Ladies and gentlemen, concerning a reform of the bills that is going on in this country, I believe that it is something good that Bola Tinubu has begun to do as touching the bills. But if something that you are doing does not does not good for general, but it plays one state over the others, that means it plays more advantage on one state than another. I think it will be something that the president and those that are concerned need to sit down and go through it again so that the state of the federation can benefit from the bills equally. Because as we are talking about the former senator Abdul Ningi, he said something that the bills that Bola Tinubu is about to bring to Nigeria, it will place an advantage of one state over the others, which means some states are going to benefit from the bill than other states. That was his own personal review over this matter. Ningi said, first of all, I am against the tax bill for two fundamental reasons. One of it is discriminatory in nature because it gives more states more advantage over others, and there is no logic, no explanation as to why some states will benefit more than others, and that is the crux of the bill. Secondly, I thought the National Economic Council, chaired by the Vice President of the country, is constitutional, strategic enough to be able to guide the President or the executive in running the country from economic perspective. You will recall that the National Economic Council unanimously rejected the tax reform bills, and I find it really strange that the only person who is elected and insists in flexing muscle with the bills is the president, because the National Economic Council is headed by the vice president and elected governors, and as such these people represent Nigerians, and I cannot see how Mr. President will love this country more than the amalgam of those elected at the executive level. Now, the opinion of Abdul Ningi is that the country, as we are talking about, supposed to have a shared level of anything that is coming in, that one state should not be put advantage over the others. That is why I said earlier that the president and those that are concerned needs to sit round the table and reconsider this bill that he want to sponsor, because if the bills is placing one state over the others. I think that kind of thing will bring trouble later. That is what the Abdul Ninge is talking about. I find it really strange that after his failure to convince the National Economic Council to accede this demand, he is now trying to flex muscle and put it in the parliament. I find it strikingly disturbing that he is bringing these things to the National Assembly, thinking he can have his way because he had his way all through from the beginning to this time. Nigi, who noted that there, there are aspects of the bills that are good for the country, said, yes, I admit that there are more aspects of the bills that took positive in my opinion. But remember, the third term constitutional amendment, just because of the third term, there were numerous clauses that were fantastic at that time. But because of the controversy surrounding the bill, the National Assembly threw it away. He is bringing opinion that though the tax reform bill may be good, but is comparing it to what happened during the time of Obasanjo when he was talking about the 10th term, when the National Assembly consider that this thing will bring more trouble later, they threw it away. And Abdul Ningi is also advising the National Assembly to look at the reform bills very well before it will be accepted into this country, and it will cause trouble. That is all what the former deputy senator is talking about. And at this time, I want to come in to say that the president and the channel concerned as touching these reform bills should think about it again before they will give it a final touch, because if it is something that will bring problem to this country, I think it will be something that shouldn't be considered at all, because I believe the president have the good of this country at his heart. My people, this is where we will call it a day. Thanks for joining us in this news.